There's a secret to finding Wonderkids in Football Manager that most creators aren't telling you about. And it means the difference between finding every single Wonderkid in any save versus missing out on them. Sure, you'll hear creators say you can go to your player search screen, search by media personality, and then alphabetical order and see all the literal Wonderkids in your save. Or they may make a 10-minute video about how you can spend all of your time scouting and setting up scouting assignments only to be disappointed. Or you will be told to head on over to the world's transfers screen and manually look in countries and clubs who historically produced great talents, wasting a ton of your time. And therein lies the problem. These methods take too long, they're not comprehensive, and they aren't accurate. The solution comes in two parts that most creators keep under a veil of secrecy. Part 1 is the pre-game editor. It's an absolutely free tool that Football Manager or Sports Interactive have given you to use. Just head to the Steam library here, go to Games and Tools, and find Football Manager 2023 editor. You can see mine is already running here. Once you've installed and loaded your editor up, it might look a little something like this. It will ask you to select a database to start with. Just click OK. It's generally going to offer you the database which is most up to date in your system. First up on the left hand side here, you want to select database. After you've selected database, head on down to people. Once you've selected people, you will notice that the right hand side of your screen has populated with a bunch of people, with columns along the top such as potential, ability range, player's name, current ability, potential ability, peak potential ability, person type, etc, etc. Now you can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things inside the pre-game editor, and it's a really powerful tool. But to find Wonderkids, I use a specific filter, which I'm pretty sure I invented, and I'm sure other people use something similar. I actually have it saved, obviously, here under Wonderkids. All that leaves us left to do is apply the filter, and hey presto, we have every single Wonderkid, in theory, in the game listed for us. Jamal Musiala, Bukayo Saka, Eduardo Camavinga, Pedri, Yeremy Pino, Moises Caicedo, to name just a few. And it actually looks by default like they have sorted these players by potential ability. And guess what? That's something you can do yourself in the editor as well, just by clicking the potential ability column. Again, just as an explainer for people who may not know how potential ability and potential ability range works, they're two slightly different metrics. Potential ability describes a fixed number, whereas if we click next on potential ability range and sort via that metric, we can see that Endrick, for example, comes up top with a potential ability range between 170 and 200. Basically, he would just be picked a number between 170 and 200 by the Football Manager gods on every different save that you may have. But there are some limitations to the pre-game editor. For example, you can't create a shortlist in the pre-game editor that you could use in the actual game. This is something I would absolutely love to be able to do, but it's just not possible. Therefore, secret number 2, I think, becomes the most powerful secret that people don't tell you about when it comes to finding Wonderkids every single time super fast, comprehensively in Football Manager 2023. And that is the in-game editor. In-game editor can also be found on Steam just by heading to the Steam store and searching Football Manager 2023 in-game editor. Once you've installed the in-game editor, you should be able to see this little pen icon at the top of all your saves. Now, when you click on that, on any screen you are on in-game, it gives you an option to edit all sorts of things. And that is where I think there is a misconception with the in-game editor. Some people don't use it to edit. I myself, for example, in my saves, I never ever use the in-game editor for editing. I will never change a player's attributes or a club's reputation or anything like that The only thing I use it for is for seeing hidden attributes and scouting players. Let me explain to you how I do that. So if I were to head to the scouting screen on any normal game of Football Manager and just quickly head over to do a quick player search, I wouldn't necessarily just have to go to my scouting range, click on World to make sure that I had a view of the most players possible. I could actually head up to the pen in the top corner, the Football Manager editor pen, and click Show All Players in Search. That will make sure that I see every single player in my search screen. Okay, it might not be for the purist. If you want to play Football Manager with players hidden and you want to be able to scout them, that's fine, that's great, that's how the game should be played. But if you want to find Wonderkids super fast, it's there for you. So once I've clicked that and I'm happy that I can see every single player in my search, there are a few other things I can do to help me find Wonderkids super fast with the in-game editor too. For example, you can see here I've got current ability and potential ability shown on this screen, completely negating the need for using the unreliable star system. And not only that, I can see the asking price for players as well. 62 million for Endrick, 106 million for Bellingham, and 59 million for Fatty, for example. That is an accurate figure. Now, you don't need to have this column there. I've manually put it in. Some may consider that a step too far, knowing exactly how much a player will go for, and it probably is. I use that specific column for my YouTube content. People, when they watch a YouTube video about Wonderkids, want to know how good the Wonderkid is and how much they're going to cost them, right? To add these columns in, once you've got the in-game editor installed, it's so simple. It's just a case of right-clicking, as you normally would, to insert a column and then going down to hidden. There are so many hidden attributes within the game: adaptability, ambition, consistency, controversy, current reputation, dirtiness, home reputation, important matches, and injury proneness, to name but a few, alongside asking price, current ability, and most importantly, potential ability. You can sort every single player under the age of 21 by potential ability using the in-game editor to find every single Wonderkid in the game instantly. However, this does come at a cost. The Football Manager 2023 in-game editor, I think, literally costs $6.99 at the moment, right? This is a paid-for official app from Sports Interactive. But if you didn't want to pay another $6.99 to Sports Interactive, there is an easier way. Just follow me across the socials. I share all my Wonderkids lists for free. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. And I also offer downloadable versions to the supporting patrons and members. Just click the link in the video description. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.